Excellent. So we're going to start today lying on our backs, no block or anything underneath the back. So just come and lie on your mat, flat onto the earth. If you want to bring the soles of your feet together into Supta Baddha Konasana, you definitely can. Or if you prefer to have the legs straight, you're welcome to do that as well. So just take a moment or two to see what suits your body tonight. And then maybe placing a hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. And just starting to deepen the breath, arriving here, arriving in your body and on your mat. And just noticing the movement of the body as you breathe, the rising and falling of the torso as you inhale and you exhale. And slowly, when it suits you, starting to deepen the breath, filling up all of the lungs on the inhale, softening the torso as you exhale. Feel the belly dropping towards the earth without any force or strain. And just keep breathing in this way, focusing on the feeling of your hands on your heart and your belly, really connecting to self, connecting to breath. Taking about 2 more deep breaths here. And then on the next inhale, we're going to inhale to a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause at the top. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep going like that. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep going. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. A few more rounds in your own time. If you'd like to lengthen the count to 6 in and 6 out, you're welcome to. Or even 8 in, 8 out. Just breathing in a way that feels comfortable for you. Take one more round here. Your time, your rhythm. And then as you exhale, slowly start to open the eyes. If your feet are in Supta Baddha Konasana, using your hands on the outside of your legs to bring the thighs together and placing the feet onto the ground for bridge pose. Pressing into the feet, lifting the hips up, squeezing the glutes. Make sure the chin is away from the chest. And then exhale, slowly curling your back down to the earth, 1 vertebra at a time. Starting to bring some movement into the spine. As your sacrum touches the earth, pressing through the feet, lifting the hips up, and then slowly starting to curl the back body down towards the earth. 2 more like that. Inhale, pressing up. Exhale, slowly lowering down. Inhale, pressing up. Exhale, curling your back down towards the earth, 1 vertebra at a time. Very good. On the next inhale, we'll bring our hands to our thighs. Press up to a bridge pose. So just feel your thighs starting to engage as you lift the hips up, squeezing the glutes. And then as you slowly curl your back down towards the earth, slide your hands up towards your knees, drawing your belly down towards the earth, coming into a little crunch. And then exhale, coming down, pressing through the feet, lifting the hips up. Exhaling, curling down. Hands slide up towards the knees, chin to chest, really drawing the belly down. 2 more like that. In your own rhythm, your own time. 1 breath per movement. Very good. One more. When you're ready to come down, slowly lowering the back down towards the earth. And just resting on the earth here, letting the knees, just letting the knees knock together. Taking a breath here. Stay for the exhale. Start to lengthen your legs down the mat. Inhaling the arms up and overhead. Drawing the belly button in towards the spine. See if you can gently bring yourself up to a seat. Very nice. You can always use your hands if you need. Inhaling, lifting the arms up. Exhaling, sending the sit bones back, drawing the belly in, reaching the arms forward, fingertips along the legs, stretching, stretching, stretching. Inhale, coming back up to a seat, arms up overhead, belly in. Exhaling, folding forward, reaching the arms. We're not placing the hands down just yet. One more. Inhale, lifting up, growing really tall through the side body. Exhale, leaning over your legs, reaching, see if you can get your fingertips towards your toes or beyond by pulling the belly in towards the spine. And then exhaling, letting the fingers float down towards the earth. Curling your head down towards your thighs or your shins. Belly in, and just take a couple of breaths here. And then inhale, coming up to a seat. So we're going to bring our right knee in towards our chest, step the foot on the earth for a moment. Really squeeze that right knee towards your chest. And then start to lift the foot up off the floor. Take your left hand on top of your right foot. Hold on to it, and then let the right heel start to lead your leg forward as you start to straighten the leg. It doesn't have to be straight. You can definitely keep a bend in it, but let the heel of the right foot guide you. Draw the left shoulder blade into the left shoulder into its socket. Sitting up nice and tall with both hips even on the ground. Maybe you're going to reach the right arm back and start to gaze towards your right hand. So whether the leg's bent or not, sitting up nice and tall and coming into that twisted shape. Beautiful, really nice. Make sure you're breathing. From there, keep the left hand over the right foot. Start to bring the right hand back and around and place your right hand over your left hand and hold on to the other side of the foot. Very nice. And then we're still sitting with both of our hips on the ground. Start to bend the elbows out to the side. Start to bring your forehead towards your knee or your shin. The knee can be bent, but really feel both hips heavy on the ground. And then bending the knee back to the chest, giving it a little squeeze, replacing the right leg down and coming onto the left side. So squeezing the left foot in, just have the left foot on the earth for a moment so that you can feel that both your sit bones are even on the ground. Sit up nice and tall, and then lift the foot, right hand over the top of the foot. Start to let the heel drag the left leg forward as you pull the right shoulder blade, shoulder into its socket. And then deciding, sitting up tall, deciding if you're going to come into the twist, left arm behind you. See if you can be nice and straight so that the right arm and the left arm are in one line. Maybe the gaze is to the left hand. And then inhale, sweeping the left hand up and across the right wrist, holding onto the foot from the other side. Bending the elbows out, maybe starting to bring your head towards your knee or your shin. Breathing really nice, all looking amazing. And then gently bending the knee, placing the foot back down, just giving the left leg one more little squeeze towards the chest, and then replacing both your legs out in front of you. Give them a little bit of a shake and make your way onto your hands and knees. So hands spread, fingers spread wide, hands flat to the earth. Let's take about 4 rounds of cat-cow, inhaling to open the chest, pressing the ground away, rounding the upper back for your cat pose. Draw the belly button in towards the spine. Keep moving like that, your rhythm of breath. Opening the heart, pressing away, curling the back up. 2 more. Inhaling for your cow pose. Really accentuate the movement so you can feel the belly dropping towards the ground here. Shoulder blades slide down the back. And as you come into your angry cat, pushing the ground away, rounding your shoulders, pulling the belly button in. 1 more. Inhaling for your cow pose. Exhaling for your cat pose. Stay here in your angry cat pose. Grip the mat with your fingertips. Push the floor away and gently float the knees off the ground. Just the slightest amount. And then exhaling, knees down, opening the heart for your cat pose. 2 more like that. So inhaling, pressing the ground away, floating the knees off the ground, the smallest amount. Nice. And then replacing the knees, opening the heart for your cow pose. 1 more. Inhaling, rounding up, coming onto the tops of the feet, lifting the knee. You can stay here, or if you feel that you have more energy, keeping the knees off the ground, start to lengthen the right leg back behind you. And then replace the right leg down, reaching the left leg behind you. And then both feet down to the earth, knees back down, tucking the toes, downward facing dog. Taking a couple of breaths here. Feeling out your down dog, looking good, pushing away from your hands. So let your hips lift up towards the ceiling and push away from your hands. Little bend in the knees at the back. Looking nice, everyone. Beautiful. Spreading the fingers wide. Make sure you're gripping the mat with your fingertips. From there, we're going to look forward between our hands, come onto the balls of our feet and take little steps towards our hands. When you get there, slowly rolling up to standing, chin to chest, sweeping the arms up and overhead, little back bend here at the top, exhaling, forward fold. Bend the knees as you come down, so your feet are hip distance apart. Inhaling, looking forward, heart open, hips back. Exhale, forward fold. Pressing through the feet, rounding up, chin to chest, sweeping the arms up and out, letting the hands touch overhead. Exhaling, forward fold. 1 more. Try and really feel the ribs and the belly on the thighs so that you can relax the head towards the earth, sending the hips up. Inhaling to look forward. Exhaling to fold, pressing through the feet, rounding yourself up, chin to chest, sweeping up. Exhaling all the way back down. Hands to the earth, stepping into your plank pose. So make sure you're drawing the belly button in, fingers spread wide, pushing away from the earth to find that roundness in the upper back. You can always have your knees on the mat if you need. We're going to come into our chaturanga. So elbows back, squeezing the side of the ribs. Upward facing dog if you're ready for it, or you can come all the way down and do a cobra pose. Downward facing dog. Taking an inhale, Stay for the exhale, looking forward between your hands, floating onto the balls of the feet, bending the knees. You decide, stepping or maybe a little hop to the front of the mat. Very nice. Inhaling to look forward halfway, exhaling to fold. Sweeping up. Little back bend here at the top. Exhaling, forward fold. Hands down, bending the knees, stepping or a little hop to the back of the mat. You decide, knees on the mat or not. Little chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. If at any point you want to modify your vinyasas, of course you can. So listen to your own body. Inhale to look forward, onto the balls of the feet, bending the knees. Little hop or a step to the front of the mat. Inhaling to look forward, exhaling to fold. Pressing through the feet, sweeping up, watching your palms touch overhead. Exhaling, forward fold. Hands to the mat, stepping back, hopping back into your plank pose. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog or your cobra. Downward facing dog. Beautiful. One more. Sun salutation A. Taking a breath here. Exhaling to release. Looking forward between the hands, stepping or floating. Inhaling halfway up, exhaling to fold. Bending the knees, sweeping up. Exhaling your hands to heart center for Tadasana. So just arrive here in your mountain pose, feet hip distance apart, knees slightly pulling up towards the quads, standing nice and tall. Feet are placed evenly on the earth, the front, the balls of the feet and the heels, all even. Make sure we're not going into the outside of the foot or the inside of the foot. Bringing the thumbs to the heart and just standing here for a moment in this shape, feeling how steadily and easily you're standing. Keeping the gaze soft or the eyes closed. The internal gaze, the gaze is an internal gaze. On the next inhale, we're going to blink open the eyes. We're going to transfer the weight into the right foot, bringing a bend to the left knee. Keep the hands at heart center for now. And then inhale the left foot leg up. Flex that left foot and come into a tree pose. You don't have to place the left foot on the right leg. It can be a floating tree. So we're just playing with balance here. And notice balance is something that we have to work at. It's not something that just comes to us. So we're here in our floating tree pose. We're going to start to lean forward as our left heel leads the left leg back through our warrior three. Slowly with control, stepping down into warrior one. So finding your warrior one, making sure your hips are both even. So put your hands on your hips and make sure they're both facing the same way, and then sweep your arms up for your warrior one. Softening the shoulders, big bend into the front knee, finding the outside blade of the back foot. Nice. We've got our right leg forward. We're going to inhale and turn towards the right. Left arm forward, right arm back. So everything starts with the feet, and then we're going to imagine our torso growing tall and turning from the ribs towards the right. See if you can even out the arms so that they're roughly in one line. And then inhale, coming back to your warrior one. Opening out, warrior two. Nice big bend into the front knee. Make sure it's not falling in. Guide it out. Gaze over the middle finger here in your warrior two. Taking a breath here. Finding the outside blade of the back foot. From there, we're going to reverse our warrior two. Turn over our front leg. Lean forward for our arrowhead. You may want to step the left foot out a little bit. Clasp your hands behind your back, interlock them, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then leaning forward here for your arrowhead, staying here, or if you like, coming into your humble warrior. If you come all the way down, right shoulder inside the right knee. Press them together. Press into the back foot so that you can lift the hands up off the back body and soften the head towards the earth. One last thing, think about drawing the right hip in towards the left foot. Taking one more breath here. Stay for the exhale. Slowly start to release the hands. Bring the fingertips to either side of the right foot. Straighten through the front leg for pyramid pose. So the front leg's straight, but it's not, the knee's not locked out. You can have a little bend in the knee. Finding your pyramid pose here. Very nice. Very nice. One more breath in our pyramid pose. Stay for the exhale. Look forward towards the top of your mat. You can bend into the front knee. Start to walk your fingertips forward. We're going to lift the left leg back up for our supported warrior three. So engage the back leg. Fingertips on the earth, or if you're feeling very balanced, you can start to bring your hands to heart center. Either or. And then bending your left knee to your chest. Slowly start to stand up. Bring your left knee to your chest. Flex the foot. Come back into your floating tree pose. And then left foot joins right. Beautiful. Sweeping up. Little back bend at the top. Exhaling, forward fold. Stepping or floating into your chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. You can modify or skip the chaturanga, the vinyasas, if you wish to. Inhale, looking forward between your hands, making your way to the top of the mat. Stepping, hopping, crawling, any way you want. Inhale, rolling yourself up. Sweeping the arms up and overhead. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Finding your Tadasana. So set your feet up first so that they're underneath the hips. The weight's even in the balls of the feet and in the heels. And then inhale. Right knee comes up towards the chest. Flex the right foot. Find your floating tree. One breath here. And then let the right heel start to extend behind you, leaning forward as you gently step into your warrior one. Inhaling the arms up. So set your feet up and your knees so that your left knee's got a deep bend in it and your knee's over your ankle, above your ankle, and then find the outside blade of the right foot. Imagine that you're turning, you're bringing the inside of the thigh, the right thigh, towards the right wall. So it's like an external rotation, if that makes sense. And then exhaling, right arm forward, left arm back. Remember that feeling of growing tall in the waist and then twisting from the ribs. Beautiful. Inhale, coming back up to center. We're going to open up for our warrior two. So adjust your feet, back arch and front heel in alignment. Left knee definitely not falling into the center. Gazing over the left fingertips. Inhaling, reversing your warrior two. Coming back over your left leg, you can step the right foot out, finding your arrowhead pose. So Join the hands together, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Big lean over the front leg. Staying here, we're bringing the left shoulder inside the left knee. Press them against each other. Draw the left hips in as you start to soften the head towards the ground for your humble warrior. Or your arrowhead. Very nice. Make sure you're drawing the sit bones of the left side in towards the right so that they're not splaying out the other way. Very good, everyone. One more inhale here. Stay for the exhale. Slowly release the hands, bringing them on either side of the front foot, starting to bend into the front knee. Sorry, straighten into the front knee for your pyramid pose. And then just finding your pyramid here, the front knee can be straight. You can have a little bend in it. So you're moving the hips back. Just notice if you've got your right foot directly behind your left foot, it might feel a little bit restricted. So step the right foot out a little bit. And then take a couple of breaths here in our pyramid pose. Looking good. One more inhale. On the exhale, we're going to look to the top of the mat. Start to bend a little bit into the left knee. Press the left foot down to the earth. Reach the fingers forward. Lift the right leg up into your supported warrior three. And from here, really engage that top leg. I like to flex my foot so that the heel is reaching towards the wall behind me. If you're feeling balanced, you can bring your hands to heart center. Otherwise, keeping them on the floor as long as you need. As you stand up, right knee to chest, opening into your floating tree pose, and then right foot meets left. Beautiful. Inhale, sweeping up. Little back bend. Exhaling, forward fold. Stepping or floating through a vinyasa. Meeting in downward facing dog. From here, we're going to inhale back to our plank pose, keeping the whole belly, the whole of the front side of the body pulled into the back body. Slowly bend our elbows back. Bring ourselves down to the earth very slowly with control. Let everything touch the earth at the same time. Very nice. Tops of the feet, pelvis to the earth. Reaching your hands back, palms to the mat. Let's inhale to open the heart. Float the hands. Maybe float the legs up. Draw the belly button in. Extend the neck. It's a nice long neck. You're gazing down. But you're lifting the arms up, squeezing the shoulder blades together. And then exhale, coming down. Two more like that. Inhale to open the heart, float the hands, maybe float the legs. Try not to jam the neck. Exhale, slowly coming down. Nice, beautiful, everyone. One more. Inhaling, lifting the heart, lifting the legs, engaging the arms and the legs, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Nice long neck. Exhale, slowly lowering down. Hands under the shoulders, back onto hands and knees, tucking the toes, downward facing dog. We're going to look forward. We're going to make our way to the top of the mat. And we'll come through this little sequence one more time. We'll add on, so do what feels good for you. If something doesn't feel good, you can stay with what we just did. We'll move a little bit quicker this time and add on if you like. So inhaling, right knee to chest. Finding your floating tree, moving into your warrior three. Reaching the back foot, gently stepping back, warrior one. Exhaling this time, warrior two. Reversing your warrior two. Maybe half binding the backhand behind your back. From there, start to straighten the front leg, leaning the left arm over the left leg, drawing the sit bones in towards the center. Keep the half bind if you've got it, finding your Trikonasana. So put your hand on your shin or on your thigh and use that to open the heart to the front of the room. Sit bones tuck under. Take one inhale here. Stay for the exhale. Start to bend through the left leg, left forearm to left thigh. Opening the heart here, you're in your side angle pose. Feel for the outside blade of the back foot as well as the whole of the front foot on the earth. And then we're going to look down towards the left-hand corner of the mat. Reach the fingers for the mat or for a block. Lift up into your humble warrior. No, not humble warrior, half moon. Ardha Chandrasana. From there, looking down to the earth, start to squeeze the right knee into the chest. Standing back up, release the half bind, hands to heart, finding your floating tree. Exhaling, releasing. Inhaling, sweeping up. Exhaling, chair pose. Twisting left elbow outside right thigh. Using the bind of the tricep and the thigh to bring your heart through. See if you can bring your thumbs to your sternum. And then inhale, lifting up. Exhale, twisting to the left. Very nice. Inhale, coming back up. Finding Tadasana. Weight into the right foot. Left knee bends up. Coming into your floating tree. Through your warrior three. Stepping back, warrior one. Exhaling, warrior two. Reversing your warrior two. Coming back to warrior two. Bringing your back arm into your half bind if you like. Straightening through your front leg. Finding your triangle pose, Trikonasana. When you're ready, right hand on right shin and use that to open through the body. Half bind if you can, very nice. From there, we'll press through the feet, come back up, reverse Trikonasana. Keep the half bind, bending through the front knee. Side angle pose, right forearm, right thigh. And again, you push against the thigh to open the body, pulling the top shoulder back. Feel the weight evenly through the front foot and the back foot, the outside blade of the back foot. And then imagine you're drawing the feet together energetically. And then looking down towards your mat, reaching your right hand for the right hand corner, the top corner, or for a block. Lifting up into your half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Keeping the half bind if you've got it. If you want to release the bind, you can. Maybe your gaze starts to float up towards the left shoulder or beyond. And then when you're ready, gently stepping forward into your chair pose, releasing the bind. Exhaling, forward fold. A big bend to the knees, just let all of that go. You can let the arms hang, sending the hips up. Balancing can be a little bit frustrating sometimes, so just notice what's coming up. And know that we all have to work at finding balance. And some days balance is our friend and other days it's not. Some days we're balancing really well on one side and we're not balancing well on the other. And the next day it changes. So just riding the wave. We're going to put together some of all the shapes we've done. Let's see how we go. Inhaling, lifting up to standing. So, hands to heart center, feet hip distance apart. If you want to use a wall or a table, of course you can. Start to come onto the ball of the right foot. Inhale, right knee to chest. Flex that right foot. Bring your hands to the front of the right shin and really squeeze the knee up to the chest. From there, we're going to take the left hand over the top of the right foot. Keep the heel leading, and maybe you're going to start to straighten the leg. Maybe it'll stay bent. It's all okay. Exactly what we did when we were seated. Maybe the right hand's going to reach back. Doesn't matter if you straighten the leg or not. Just think about pulling the left shoulder into its socket. You can gently place your hand on a wall. It might only even take one finger. From there, bringing the right hand across the left. See if you can hold onto the foot from the other side. Arms splay out to the side. Start to fold your head towards your shin. It may be the tiniest movement. Doesn't matter. Just thinking about it. And then from there, gently releasing the right leg down. Giving everything a bit of a shake. And we'll make our way onto the other side. So weight into the right foot, onto the ball of the left foot. Inhale, squeezing the left knee to the chest. Really flex the left foot. The closer the knees to the chest and the more you're standing straight through the standing leg, the easier it will be. Keeping the eye gaze, the drishti on one spot, holding your right hand over your left foot. Start to let the heel move your leg. Little movements, one thing at a time. Maybe your left arm moves back. Maybe your gaze moves back. Beautiful, everyone. From there, maybe you cross your left hand over your right, holding on to the foot. The more you push your heel out and stand up straight, pressing through the standing leg, the more, and keep the gaze steady. Maybe bending the arms out to the side, bringing your forehead towards your shin. When you've had enough, letting go of all of that, giving it a nice big shake. Don't get angry. That's the main thing. Enjoy falling out of balance. It's one of the few times we can practice falling and enjoy it. Coming back down to a seat now, giving your legs a little bit of a shake, bending one knee then the other. We'll inhale, lifting the arms up. Exhale, leaning forward, reaching the arms, hips back, toes towards your face. You can bend the knees, or you can put a block under each knee. You want to be extending through the lower back, so you feel like your hips are going back as your heart's coming forward, and then exhaling into a forward fold. And just take about 5 breaths here, noticing the energy in the body, the prana, the rate of the breath. Notice if your mind's being super duper chatty after all of that. And notice what it's saying, but don't get caught up in it. It's usually not very helpful, and also usually not true. From there, we're slowly going to bring ourselves down onto our back, curling our back towards the earth, one vertebra at a time. Chin to chest. Come down as slowly as you can. And when you get to the bottom, squeezing your knees to your chest. Giving yourself a little rock side to side. Finding your happy baby. So hands onto the outside of the feet. Really squeezing the knees towards your armpits. You can rock a little bit here. Side to side. If you want to, keeping the left knee towards the left armpit, start to straighten out the right leg out to the side. Still holding onto the foot or the shin. You can roll with that leg over onto the right for a moment. And then coming back to center, extending the leg out to the left leg out to the left. You can follow it all the way down to the earth, a little roll, but you're holding the right foot and the knees towards your armpit. Inhale, coming back, both knees towards your armpits. You can bring the soles of your feet together if that feels nice. So you're in your happy baby, still keeping the knees around the armpits, but bring the soles of the feet together. Place your hands across the tops of the feet. Stay here, or see if you can bring your toes to your forehead. And then exhale, coming down. Of course, it doesn't matter if you can or you can't. We're just thinking about it. From there, gently bringing your knees back together, giving them a big squeeze, opening your arms out to a T, exhaling the knees over to the left. Gaze over to the right. Shoulders heavy on the earth. So once again, we've got that open, twisted feeling. So the body's long and the twists coming from the ribs, from above the belly button. Shoulders flat on the earth. Doesn't really matter where the knees are. You don't have to come all the way down. You can put a block in between them, a pillow, anything like that if they're not feeling comfortable. And then inhale, coming back to center, bringing the knees back to the center. Keep the arms spread wide. Try and keep the shoulders on the ground as you gently lower the knees over to the right. Gazing over the left. Taking a few breaths here, noticing the difference one side to the other. Just as an observation, not as a criticism. One more inhale here. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, coming back to center. Giving yourself one more big hug, maybe bringing your knees towards your eyeballs and your eyeballs towards your knees, a little rock here. And exhaling into your Shavasana, resting pose, just letting all of that go, letting the feet splay out, letting the hands soften to the earth, fingers gently curling in. Taking a big inhale here. Exhaling into your Shavasana. Taking rest. Back body heavy to the earth. Surrendering the practice. Surrendering the breath. Softening everything in the body. The mind becomes active. Coming back to the breath. Fairly short Shavasana tonight, so if you want to stay in Shavasana longer, please do. If you're ready to come out, starting to deepen the breath, starting to bring some movement to the fingers and the toes. Maybe moving the head slowly from one side to the other. Gently, when you're ready, making your way up to the seat. If you're going to stay in Shavasana, that's just stay exactly where you are. So sitting up nice and tall, closing down the eyes here. And then inhaling the arms up overhead, bringing just the middle fingers to touch with the eyes closed. Noticing how it's not so easy, just like balance. Exhaling the hands down. Inhaling the arms up, bringing the middle fingers together to gently touch. Then the index finger, then the third finger, the little finger and the thumbs. Exhaling all of that energy down to your heart center. Taking an inhale here. Exhale to bow forward, third eye towards your heart. With so much gratitude to ourselves, to our community, and to this amazing practice. Together we say, Namaste.